Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be learning a bunch of vocabulary to describe people's profession or their careers in English. This video will be for the A2 course that I started. However, even if you have a B1 level, there might be some vocabulary that you didn't know mentioned in this video. First, let's go through some vocabulary for people who don't have a job yet. So you got no job. In English, we call someone with no job unemployed. Unemployed usually means that you're looking for a job, but it can also be used for somebody who's not looking for a job and doesn't have a job either. Now, for somebody who does want a job, we say that they are looking for a job, they are searching for a job, or we say that they are on a job search. And if you want to sound really intelligent, you can say that you are seeking employment. Now, if a company is looking for new employees, they will use the word to hire. For example, if Walmart is hiring, you'll see a sign that says, "Hiring now," or "We're hiring." Now, when getting a job, there's some vocabulary you might want to know. For example, to put in an application means to let the company know who you are, what your resume looks like, and when you can start working. Many people here in the United States do this on websites like Indeed, for example. Your application will include your resume. Your resume will include your skills and experience, as well as your availability for an interview. So you might say, "I'm available Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 1 p.m. until 6 p.m. Once you receive your interview, you will either be hired or not accepted. If you are hired, you'll have to do something we call onboarding. Onboarding is when you give a company all of your personal information, like your social security number, your address, and some other information such as your full name and your country of origin. Once you are onboarded, you are officially an employee of that company. So now that we got a base of vocabulary for getting a job, let's talk about some professions. Number one, super simple. A teacher. A teacher is someone who teaches kids in elementary school, middle school, or high school. However, whenever a teacher teaches at a university, they are considered a professor. Next, we have doctors. A doctor's job is to find issues that people have with their health, and usually they treat them with medication. On the other hand, a nurse provides patient care. They usually help insert IVs, administer or give medications, and they give general support to the patients. Surgeons are those who perform surgery. Now, usually, surgeons will work hand in hand with anesthesiologists. Oof, that's a hard word. Anesthesiologists give anesthetics to patients. These are drugs that make the patient lose consciousness, which definitely helps the patient when the surgeon, is doing surgery. Now, for public services, we have police officers, firefighters, and judges. A police officer's job is to enforce the law. They arrest people, and they try and make their towns or cities a safer place. Now, a firefighter usually responds to emergencies, normally fires, but sometimes in the United States, they respond to other emergencies as well. They usually drive what we call fire trucks. They put out fires, and they also investigate the origin of the fire. And a judge works in a court. His or her job is to determine whether a person is innocent or guilty, and if guilty, how they should be punished. Now let's look at some private sector related jobs. A waiter and a waitress. These are the people that take your order at a restaurant. A waiter is a man. It's the masculine version of the word. And waitress is a woman. Now, a cashier is the person who rings you up at a store. They essentially help facilitate your transaction. They scan your items, and then they take your payment method, be it a credit card, a debit card, or cash, and they process the transaction. Now, a driver operates vehicles like taxis, buses, and trucks, which we can also call semi-trucks or 18-wheelers. For example, Bob is a truck driver, John is a bus driver, and Rob is a taxi driver. Now, a chef prepares meals, while as a janitor cleans for a living. Sometimes janitors are referred to as maintenance workers as well. Now, a construction worker is an umbrella term. That means that it encompasses a lot of different jobs. For example, I was a construction worker when I was working to build solar arrays. But people who do roofing are also construction workers. It basically just means somebody who works to build structures, roads, buildings, whatever. Some specific types of construction workers are electricians. These are the people that install and maintain electrical wiring and systems. A carpenter is somebody who is skilled at working with wood. A plumber is somebody who installs and repairs pipes that may contain water, gas, and drainage. Now, a mason is somebody who works with brick or stone to build walls, foundations, and other structures. A painter is somebody who paints the interior or the exterior of a building. And an equipment operator is somebody who operates heavy machinery, such as an excavator, a bulldozer, or a crane. Next up, we have some creative professions, such as an artist. This is a general term that means a person who expresses themselves through an art form. This can be painting, sculpting, or other art forms. A writer crafts stories, articles, scripts, or even marketing pieces. And an actor performs in plays, movies, or television shows. And a singer entertains people with their voice, with their ability to sing. Now let's explore some professions that require specialized knowledge. Number one, a lawyer. A lawyer is somebody who represents another person in court. An engineer designs structures, such as buildings, bridges, etc. A scientist conducts research and experiments to advance our understanding of the world. And a programmer writes computer code for websites or applications. Now let's look at some business-related professions. A manager. This is somebody who oversees a team of workers. And an accountant is somebody who deals with the finances of a business. They help track expenditures, or what is spent, and income, which is money that is made. And a project manager is somebody who oversees the deadlines of a project and make sure that the correct materials are at a certain workplace. Now, a secretary is somebody who provides a personal touch of support to a business. They usually greet clients and receive phone calls as a representative of the business. And a salesperson makes sales on behalf of the business. Here are some other miscellaneous professions that I wanted to mention. A photographer is somebody who takes pictures for a living. And a videographer is like a photographer, but for videos. A designer creates visual concepts, be it for marketing or even fashion or interior design. A journalist is someone who gathers and reports information. They normally work for news agencies, and they help to let people know what is going on in the world. Now, a translator takes written text and converts it to another language, but an interpreter does that live through spoken word. So, for example, whenever Putin talks to Xi, they have a interpreter, but when it's written, it's a translator. Now for the last ones, an architect is someone who designs buildings and other structures. A web developer is someone who creates and maintains websites. And a marketing specialist or a marketer is somebody who promotes products and services through different avenues such as Google Ads, social media, or even through email. Lastly, a pharmacist is the person who will give you your prescription medications at pharmacies. This has been a glimpse into the world of professions in English. But remember, this list is just the beginning. There are countless other exciting career paths out there. While I tried my best to mention all of the most common career paths, surely I have forgotten a few. So if you can think of one, please leave it down in the comments so that other people can learn it too. If you would like to review the vocabulary mentioned in this video, down below you can find a free Quizlet flashcard deck that I made just for you. And if you'd like to thank me for my work, down below is a link where you can buy me a cup of coffee to say thanks. Thanks for watching. As always, it was a pleasure to see you again. Have an incredible week. Goodbye. Oh, and Happy New Year.